All right, everyone. So I'm going to finish up the full review of these shoes, which is the Etnies Scam. Yeah, I've been skating them for, I think it's been like probably a month now. I think I've been skating these. So just wanted to finish up this review. I know I gave them initial impressions already. But before I get into the skating and all of that, I just want to say thank you guys, all of you who bought shoes using my discount code. If you didn't know there was a discount code, the discount code is literally like my handle, which is East Coast Curb Killer, all one word. It will give you 20% off of your entire purchase. That includes sale items, and I get some commission off of that. So I've been making some commission. Obviously, that goes towards the channel and for me to try out new things and film these videos, and hopefully the goal is to get a little bit of a better camera and stuff like that. But yeah, let's get into the skating, and then I'll talk about these shoes.
Why would you hide the light out?
All right, so there's some of the skating over the past probably month or so in the shoes. To be completely honest, I'll talk about the durability first, because I think that's pretty important, because I'm honestly pretty shocked by how durable these shoes were. These shoes, like I said, I skate like probably around 5 days a week-ish or something like that. And these shoes just do not have a ton of wear on them. You can see I do lots of kick flips, obviously, and there's just not a lot of wear where I flick, which is shocking. This suede on the side is pretty thick and like durable. So I don't have any marks where I like ollie or anything like that. I'll show you the left shoe. Obviously I don't skate switch a ton, but the only thing that happened on the left shoe really is like, because I'm kind of more of a switch heel guy, so like I'll hit kind of back here and then I'll do like nollie and switch ollie tricks, but I kind of busted the stitching just a little bit right there. But there's not really a whole lot of stitching on these shoes to break anyways. It does have this little V right here, or whatever you want to call that, and this doesn't like peel. I was expecting this, because usually shoes that have this kind of this thing in the front, like I've had like Nike shoes that had a similar design and stuff like that, this will start kind of peeling up, and that didn't happen at all. Actually, this little ridge right here kind of catches your kick flips like pretty nicely, which is really nice. So none of this stitching up here broke at all, which is super shocking. And this is all kind of like basically like one piece for the most part. On the inside, there's like this little seam right here, but on the outside of the shoe, there's not really a whole lot of stitches to like break through. And even the E, you can't really see it. It's just like little perforated, like little air holes. So yeah, durability has been fantastic. Even the tread on the bottom has not smoothed out really on either foot. Yeah, on either foot, the tread has not smoothed out at all. Even on the heel, it seems like this rubber is it's a really durable rubber. It's not like the grippiest rubber, but it is really grippy. It's not. This is definitely not a slick shoe by any means. It felt like I had plenty of grip on my board, even when my boards were older and stuff like that. So the tread has been fantastic. Hasn't broken down. It bends pretty well just because of the design up here. This little or like kind of triangle cuts just let your foot kind of bend nicely, like even at the beginning of you skating these shoes. So yeah, durability's been great. It's some about the way that it's designed on the side and the way the laces are. Like, I just broke a lace finally, and I break laces a lot, especially I'm like a top lace breaker, and it's like it's the worst. But I finally broke the top lace up here just the other day, and this lace is like still holding on. The bottom lace is still good. This tongue has been great. The inside of the shoe hasn't broken down. The only thing I did swap out was I swapped out the stock insoles, and some of you might have noticed it on in the first video. There was like a gap, like there was like a gap in the very back, because it seemed like, just from the factory, I don't know if it was like just that one pair, because my other pair of Etnies that I got didn't have this issue, but they gave me like an insole that was like a whole size too small in both shoes. It was weird. So there was like, at first the insole was pushed all the way backwards, and I could feel it like by my toes where there was like a little bit of a gap. So I like took the insole out and I pushed them all the way forward, and then the gap in the back, you don't feel it because the way your heel is shaped. It's kind of like there's that little gap back there anyways. So I didn't feel it, but they're not obviously thick insoles. I don't like super thick like heels versus like a thick heel and then a super slim toe, because I don't like a big like heel to toe drop. It just kind of like gives me issues with like my knees and stuff and ankles. Like when I skate, like I have a very neutral gait and I don't pronate or anything, and my arch is like just a mid-height arch, so I don't need any arch support or anything like that. I like a pretty like flat like insole for the most part. So yeah, there's not much to the insole, so I did swap it out. There's some like FP insoles in there right now, and these are like the I think the FP Elite, yeah, Elite Low, and they have like no drop to them. They're like flat. So yeah, that's kind of the only thing that I kind of changed. I do wish that maybe they came with a slightly better insole, like the other shoe that I got, which is the Loot, and they came with like, I think it's called their STI level 2 insole, so it's not like the most beefy one they have. It's like this middle of the road, and that one's pretty nice. I tried it in this shoe and it just kind of didn't feel particularly right with it, so that's kind of the one thing that maybe I'd change about the shoe. But other than that, there's not really a whole lot I would change. The flick was really good, like I said, throughout the entire time I've been skating it. The grip where I ollie, the tread has been great. It's a really comfortable shoe. It doesn't breathe super well. I know some people live in some really hot areas. Obviously this upper doesn't like have a lot of air holes, or there's no mesh or anything like that. So if you're worried about your feet getting hot, my feet don't sweat a whole lot. Like they just don't. So that doesn't really bother me, but that could be something that, you know, if you want like a shoe that breathes really well, this is not it. Yeah, no slipping off my heel at all, even when I had them. Like, I don't have them laced like tight by any means. I always have my shoes kind of laced loose. And yeah, I really haven't had a whole lot of complaints with it. I mean, the other thing about this, something about like, because the upper is a little bit beefier, like the suede, and also the sole, it hasn't like mushed out at all. It doesn't feel like it's soggy by any means. Like, it's not like, it's still like a pretty, like, not like I wouldn't say super rigid, but it feels like pretty close to what it was when I got it, which felt great right away. So, and aesthetically, I do like the design of this shoe a lot. Like, there's a lot of shoe companies, well, that, and I know the other Soul Tech brands and stuff, and Etnies has done this too, where they like do a reissue of like an older shoe, and when they bring it back, it's like even more puffy than it was like back in the day. Like, you probably saw that the Excel just recently, they just, I know they've had the Excel OG for like since 2005, 2006 or something like that, but this Excel OG is actually not the original design. It's a puffier version of the original design. So they just brought back for Excel Day, they brought back the original silhouette, original puffiness, like, from what I've heard, it's like to the T, like the closest they could get to the original design, which that shoe was amazing back in the day. So yeah, a lot of reissues, they don't, they get even puffier, and it's like, dude, I don't want it to be puffier than it used to be. I would just like it to be close to what it was. So I'm glad that this, I don't know, I didn't skate the original. I just know that this is like a reissued model. I didn't skate the original model of this like back in the day, but I'm stoked that this is kind of like a middle of the road, like just kind of slightly puffier looking silhouette. It doesn't feel puffy, like really that much, like super puffy. The sides feel a little beefier than what I'm used to, because like I said, most of you know I like New Balance a lot. I like 440s and stuff. This feels a little bit slightly beefier than a 440, but not like crazy. I like the wider laces. I think it looks sick on this shoe. The little design on the front and back, even the way the Etnies tag is, like, everything's written, is sick. Overall, I mean, this is a great shoe. For the price, I think these are priced at, like, I can't remember if they're priced at 79 or 89. I can't remember. But for that price, a shoe this durable in today's market, where most shoes are getting up into the 120, 130 range, like what the Reynolds just dropped. I think those are 130, and yeah, it's just a lot. It's just a lot of money. So it's sick that some of the original brands have shoes out that are, they are at least slightly more affordable than some of the other stuff on the market. So that's sick. New Balance still has obviously models that are affordable, like the 440 is a great shoe, and I think those are 79. But yeah, it's for, I guess, like bang for your buck, this is a great shoe. If you're a fan of Etnies, if you just like the silhouette and stuff like that, you really can't go wrong with it. This is a shoe that's gonna grip good. It's gonna do everything you want it to do. It's a good heel flip shoe. Comes up. It's got like just enough collar to give you that good flick on like regular heels, switch heels, all that stuff. There's not a lot to the midsole of this shoe or whatever. So if you're looking for like a lot of that, then that's, you gotta look elsewhere. But all in all, I think it's a great shoe, great design. I don't really have any complaints with it, other than, like, when I got it, like I said, the insoles were like small. So yeah, that's kind of it. So I'm really impressed. Etnies did a great job with the shoe. I'm looking forward to, I'll probably try a couple more of the models. Like, I have the Loot. I did kind of skate the Loot like a few sporadic days here and there. The only thing I didn't like about that shoe was it's even more comfortable than this one, and it looks sick, but the tread pattern's a little different on the bottom, and they got this big circle thing, and it doesn't quite grip as good where I like shuffle my toes around and stuff like that. So I don't feel quite as planted, and like I said, I like a lot of grip. So I like new grip, new shoes, that kind of grip. So yeah, if you want to get some, if you want 20% off, like I said, use my discount code East Coast Curb Killer, and get yourself 20% off. And like, it helps me out. So win-win. If you want a way to support me or support the channel, then yeah, go get you some using that code. But yeah, I got some more videos coming soon. There's some more wheels coming my way. I'm gonna talk. I've been skating the Bones V7 locks for like a long while, and I absolutely love them. And there's not really a whole lot of videos on that wheel and that shape. That's Bones' newest shape. I've been skating the X99 in that. So Bones been hooking me up with wheels for like a little while now. And they got another box coming for me. I asked for some more V1s though, because for my curb board, yeah, I usually skate V1s for my curb board just because they slide like so fast. But yeah, drop a comment. Let me know if you've skated the shoes. If you like this review, if you don't like this review, you hate the shoes, you hate Etnies, let me know. You know, to each their own. So catch you guys next time.